All right, so I was talking to my daughter the other day, and she said it's been way too long since you put out a video. And so this weekend I was headed out to Hercules Glades, Koi Bald Trail, and I thought, you know what a better time to do a video than when I'm out here by myself anyway. So got a weekend of low miles planned. Nothing too major, nothing too strenuous. It's been way too long since I've been out. Pack's a little heavier than I remember. My legs are a little spongier than I remember. But and that sun is not doing me any favors coming through where it is. And so I think, it's maybe a mile down to the creek. Hopefully I get my favorite spot. If not, well, maybe I'll find a new favorite spot. But yeah, it's about a mile. It's 4:41. Be down there a little after 5. Set up camp, make some dinner, get a fire going, and call it a night. So let's see, updates. It's been, like I said, way too long. Got kind of into overlanding in the fall. Got my Jeep all decked out and have been having a lot of fun with that. But really have missed backpacking. And so with Butterfly not being able to be out here much, with her going to school, again, back to school, it's awesome to come out by yourself, but it's a whole lot more fun when you're sharing it with your best friend. So that's probably why I haven't been backpacking as much. It's pretty sloppy out here. A lot of rain lately. Made the ground pretty soggy, and that's okay. I'm cool with that. Doesn't hurt my feelings to get a little wet. That's what the ultras are for, right? They're supposed to dry out super quick. But anyway, well, I will catch you down the trail a little ways, and glad you're coming along for the adventure. Made it into camp first night. As you can see behind me, it changes every time. The logs that used to sit on are gone. Somebody's made some fire pit and some benches out of some rocks around here. If you listen, you can hear the creek's running pretty good. And we're gonna set up camp. Do the things that need to be done, hang the bear bag, set up the tent, find some firewood, make some dinner, and then sit down and relax. So yeah, I'm sure I'll holler at you, show you around camp once I get it set up. But made it down Koi Bald entrance. If you have never been this way, if you go into Koi Bald Trail and you hang a left, it takes you right down here to the creek. I don't know if you can see that behind me or not. If you take a right, it will take you about 4 miles around to the falls, which I'm sure are going to be running really good right now. So you might want to check that out. But Koi Bald, it's a great entrance into Hercules Glades. Not as well traveled as Blair Creek, or certainly not Fire Tower. And that's one of the reasons that I'm here. So I'll catch up with you guys in a little bit. All right, well, I thought maybe I'd give you a little walk around the camp, because my selfie stick is part of my trekking poles, and because my trekking poles are part of my tent, I'm just gonna have to hold the phone. So no big deal, but I'm gonna turn it around and kind of show you what I got going on. All right, let me give you a little walk around camp here. First off, I got my my water set up with my knock bag, my Sawyer squeeze, and my Nalgene bottle. And yes, people give me crap all the time about Nalgene bottles, but I can do this setup. I'll lower it down a little bit and it will run right in there. I don't have to squeeze, I don't have to do anything. It'll just go through water for me. I've got my fanny pack, I have my food bag over here. Got some snacks that I wanted to make sure I got out of my backpack, my Tokes titanium spoon, my 750 milliliter Tokes titanium pot. It's probably windy, you're probably not hearing me very well. In there is my BRS 3000 stove, my fuel, a little fuel stand, lighter, microfiber. Got my cup here that it's got the Ogre logo because that's my trail name is Ogre. Got my Magellan chair here that we bought on a whim like 2.5 years ago. They've worked great, they've held up terrific. They're a little heavier than some of the expensive stuff, but they're awesome. They don't make them anymore. But got my REI Flash Air 2 tent all set up and ready to go, opened up, airing out. Got my UGQ quilt, 20 degree. I've got my Trekology pillow, little REI puffy there. Got my Gossamer Gear Mariposa backpack that I just love. Big Agnes Air Core, I think it is, or whatever, for the mattress. It's okay, it's loud, but it's okay, it works for me. Anyway, that's kind of my setup, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask. All right, good morning, everybody. It's a great night. It's a good time. It's really windy, so I didn't build a fire. It was, yeah, there was no reason for it. Sat here, watched the sunset, went to bed. Tent did great. I don't know, it's over there somewhere. Gonna have some breakfast now. Just trying something new. It is the Starbucks makes an instant coffee in a little tin. And I've used the packets before, they're pretty good. So, yeah, let's give it a shot. For instant coffee, it's really not bad. Probably it's better than Folgers. Yeah, pretty tasty actually. So that's a Starbucks dark roast in a tin. Gonna have some oatmeal here in a minute. It's, you know, rehydrating or whatever. I don't know, whatever it does. Finishing up some water. And anyway, yeah, gonna get rolling. Not sure exactly what I'm gonna do today. I'll either do just 4 miles over to the falls, and if there's not a lot of people there, I'll probably camp there tonight. But if there's a bunch of people, there's a possibility that I will come back here for tonight. Sorry, getting my water bottle topped off. Come back here so I can get out faster in the morning, because it is supposed to rain tomorrow, and quite a bit of rain. And it's just, I don't know, less than a mile up the hill to the Jeep. So we'll see what I feel like when I get to the falls here after a while, whether I keep going or whether I stop. And anyway, we'll hit the trails here in a little bit. Have fun. All right, and as a TV show once said, or movie I guess it was, and we're walking. Got her all cleaned up, leave no trace, Earth Day, all that stuff. Like I was telling you earlier, I'm still not sure. Maybe do 4 miles, maybe do 8 miles. Just all depends on what happens, how I'm feeling, how many cobwebs I have to beat down. But yeah, great little spot here, bottom of Coy Bald. It's not very far, doesn't take long to get you. It's a great Friday night camp spot. And now headed over to the falls. Kind of hiking you'll find at Hercules Glades. It's up and down and rocks, and some straight, but not a lot. Pretty well marked, as are. Pretty well traveled, so it's not too hard to follow. tells me I'm about to get my feet wet. That's all right. Need to do it right off the bat, first thing in the morning, but I think there's any way I'm gonna get across through without getting wet. Guess that's why I have quick drying shoes and socks. Woo! Almost a little chilly. And it's very slick at the bottom down there. Just about went down. Good thing to have trekking poles. Kind of help out with that. Well, my feet are definitely awake. And we'll head off into the woods here. See how many spider webs we can eat this morning. All right, random trail thoughts. I don't know if you can see or not. Probably right in the way. The trail is pretty sloppy this morning. It has been, since I got up the hill, it's been wet. Squish. So I'm using Ultras. They're not waterproof, but they dry out quickly. And when we first started, my wife at least was wearing some, I think, Hoka waterproof shoes. Now, in this, most of my day today, my feet are probably not going to dry out. So they're going to be all pretty trashed by the time we get done. But if I had waterproof shoes, I would have had to take them off at least twice already to do water crossings, because you can't get them wet on the inside because they don't dry. So do you spend the time changing out shoes and doing water crossings, or do you just have wet feet? So far, I don't mind the wet feet. The socks and shoes combination that I wear are made for that, and they've been pretty good. My feet don't blister. Never really had a problem with that. That could change tomorrow. Knock on wood. So what are your thoughts? Waterproof shoes or wet feet that dry fairly quickly once you get stopped? Let me know. And in the meantime, I'm gonna keep walking because it is a beautiful day. And this trail, other than being wet, is absolutely phenomenal. It's been, yeah. I mean, I say it's well maintained. Nobody maintains it. It just, because of the amount of traffic, it just keeps going. And I don't know of another place within an hour and a half of Springfield, Missouri, that you can get this kind of hiking in. If there is, let me know. I've been to Devil's Back Bend. I've been to Piney Creek Wilderness. I've been to Patty Creek Wilderness. You know, I've wandered around Stockton a bit, but I haven't found anything quite like Hercules Glades. So if you got a better trail, let me know. All right, looks like the trail's going across water again. So good thing I don't have to change my shoes every time. They're gonna get cold and wet again. The thing about hiking in the spring is you get plenty of water. In the summertime, this is all dry. And in the fall, you never know. But in the spring, yeah, plenty of water. Huh, maybe that was the trail. I don't know. There was a dry creek bed that looked like a trail. So I just followed it, but it met up with the trail, so it may have been the right way or it may not have, but it worked. So we're just gonna keep on keeping on. It's, I don't know, maybe 10 o'clock. 9:30. And making pretty good time. So if it kind of keeps up like this, I'll probably end up walking the whole 8 today. But it'll all depend on how many people are at the falls and how I'm feeling when I get there. It's a nice trail. If you've never been to Hercules Glades, you need to get there. Especially if you live in this part of the country. Springfield, Branson, Forsyth, surrounding towns. We were down here one day and there were some people from Iowa who had heard about it and came down to camp it. And a couple of guys and their sons driven like 10 hours to hike Hercules Glades. So if they can do that, I can certainly drive an hour and 20 minutes to get down here. And you can too. Oh. So funny story. Kind of missed the falls and made it almost a fire tower trail. So I'll add a couple, I don't know, 2, maybe 4 more miles to my trip today. So that should put me closer to 10 or 12 as opposed to 8. But that's a nice trail. Beautiful day. Why not go the extra miles and just keep walking? So anyway, just thought I'd share that with you because it's kind of humorous. Passed a couple guys and I went, wait a minute, I really shouldn't be passing anyone. We should all be going the same direction. That's when I thought, maybe I should look at the map. And sure enough, I screwed up. So, but no big deal. I like to walk and give me some extra miles. That's my story. To show you my favorite hiker lunch. So I got the falls in the background, did 5.11 miles so far this morning, feeling pretty good. Probably go ahead and do the other 3.5, 4 miles. So, but I want to eat lunch first. So what you do, you take a low carb tortilla and some string cheese. Bust up the string cheese, get it all nice stringed out. All right. Then you take the pepperonis and nice and liberal with the pepperonis. That's the only time I'm liberal, but hey, Put a bunch of pepperonis on there. Come on. Probably won't need lunch tomorrow anyway, so. And then the secret ingredients, of course, is a packet of mayo. So go to town on the mayo. And remember, leave no trace. Clean up all our mess. Sure. What you take in, you take back out. So, fold that all up if you can. Try to get the mayo in there instead of all over everywhere. I'm not doing a very good job of. Make yourself taco, burrito, whatever you want to do. Perfect lunch on the trail. Hold up for several days. In case you didn't notice, I scratched myself on a branch somewhere along the line. But it's my favorite lunch. A little water. Watch the waterfall. And enjoy it. I can't believe it's beautiful out this weekend. I mean, just like absolutely gorgeous. There were 2 people down at the falls that I think just came down and went back up. And there's some guys that came from Fire Tower. And there's no one camping out here. And there's hardly anyone around. And that just blows my mind. It's the perfect weekend for it. It's not too hot, it's not too cold. Now it's supposed to rain tomorrow, which is why I'll probably finish Koi Bald Trail. And I did add a couple, I don't know, maybe 2 miles to my trip today because of my stupid mistake of not turning to come down to the falls. But yeah, it's been great and having a ball. And you guys need to get out, get moving. All right, well, I'm gonna eat my lunch and then filter some water and then probably hit the trail again. So I'll holler at you when I get going. All right, thanks. All right, well, lunch is over. Filtered some water, had a good lunch, and I think I pretty much bound and determined that I'm gonna go ahead and finish the trail. When I get up to the top, I'll check it out and see what the weather situation for tonight is. Decide whether I'm gonna camp in the Jeep or stay out in the woods. So, well, either way I'll be in the woods, but whether I'm gonna be in my tent or my Jeep. So we'll see. Should be a fun little afternoon hike here. And yeah, gonna have close to a mile all uphill. And so that should be a whole lot of fun. But it's starting to get crowded down here as everybody comes down for the day, which is my cue to run away. I'll catch up with you on down the trail. All right. You know what amazes me? How diverse the terrain is. The vegetation between up on the bald, which is just all rock, if you can tell. Just a tad bit of soil in between it. And then down on the bottom where it's all soil. And assumption would be that over years the waters ran off, taking the topsoil from the top, put it down there. But yeah, it's here on the bald, obviously a lot sunnier, breezier. But yeah, still a nice hike. Got, I don't know, a couple more miles, I guess, of this kind of hiking. A little bit of getting in the trees again, a little bit towards the end. But a lot of it's just this kind of terrain. There'll be some fields of wildflowers up here that are kind of cool. But I don't think you can see. But off in the distance there. So anyway, thought I'd share that with you and share a little bit of the train from up here. So, all right, guys. Well, so I didn't film very much last night, or none at all, really. Got back to the Jeep. I looked at the weather report. It was going to rain starting at about, well, it said 8. So I thought, well, I'm already back at the Jeep. I can just camp next to it. Ran to town, grabbed some water, came back, set up my tent, took a nap, found this nice little spot here in the middle of nowhere where I could pull down into and camp. Set up my tent, took a nap, woke up, and they changed it to, it's going to start raining at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I took my tent down and slept in the Jeep. Back here, it was folded down, made a nice little bed. Slept in there last night. And good thing I did. About 11, it just poured down rain for about a half an hour. Nothing long, but everything would have been damp and wet. So just easier to do it this way. Didn't have to worry about any of that. And it's about, I don't know, 6:48. It's supposed to start raining at 7:30 here, 7:15. I'm gonna try to get some coffee made before I take off. But anyway, that's my trip to Hercules Glades. Earth weekend, I guess you might say. And glad you came along for the ride. We'll catch you on down the trail.